Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa and this is Return to Love. So my apologies for the lighting and the setup. I tried to film this video, you don't even know. I've tried to film this video literally since 2023 and every time it has been failing. I've tried to film this 4 times already today. This is my last shot, but I'm determined to do it because I'm just trying to, do what I said. So, for those of you who are new here, welcome to my channel. Those of you who are returning, I'm so happy you're still here. There's a lot that has changed, a lot has happened, but I just want to catch everybody up on what Return to Love is about. So, the title Return to Love, the name of my channel, stems from my innate desire to change the course of my life. I knew that where I was not a good place physically, mentally, emotionally, and I just couldn't stay there any longer. I just wasn't quite sure how to make the jump from extreme depression or a big black hole of nothingness to the life that I wanted. I knew, however, that the first step was going back to God. Return to love for me is, in the first place, going back to God. Because as the Bible says in John, I'm gonna have it linked. God is love. Okay? I'm just so tired, guys. I'm so sorry. But God is love. And since He is love, everything concerning love stems from Him. Real love, biblical love, real love just comes from God. And I knew that although I had never left the church physically, I had definitely stopped believing in God the way that I was taught. Although I always professed faith, I didn't have the kind of faith that God expects me to have, and the kind of faith, to be honest, that just keeps you afloat and keeps you from drowning in your sorrows and your worries. And I knew that that was the first step. So Return to Love signifies my journey from where I am in a kind of faithless pit, struggling to believe the good, to a place where I can have full faith and confidence in God again. That was the first thing. The second thing is that in the last couple of years, I've realized that I truly do not love myself the way I should, maybe not at all. And that's really sad. And I realize that if you don't love yourself the right way, you're never going to treat yourself right. You're not going to expect others to treat you right. You're going to allow a lot of behavior that does not, benefit you and that is not acceptable even from yourself. Treating yourself wrongly, talking down on yourself, being negative about yourself, not believing in anything good about yourself, not trying anything, always being scared to make steps in unknown directions to, benefit your life just because you don't think you can do anything right, or you're just so accustomed to failure that you just stop believing that you can do better. I knew that if I didn't learn to love myself correctly, the way God loves me, I would never transition to a place where I could reach my full potential, and where I could just become the person God had intended me to be. And quite frankly, I just got really sick and tired of looking in the mirror and not liking what I see, and just not being happy with where I am in my life. Because as a little girl, I had dreamt about what I wanted to do, who I wanted to be. I filled up notebooks and diaries with all these businesses I was going to start, and all these dreams and aspirations, all these goals that I was sure I would have reached by now. But every year on my birthday, I sink deeper in depression, realizing that I'm not where I thought I would be. I'm not where I expected to be, and I cannot see how I'm gonna get there at this point. When you're extremely depressed and when your circumstances are so lacking in a sense, it just you can't see clearly. You cannot see the sunshine after the rain, the positivity just goes out the window. So I knew that loving myself was the first step in doing better by myself, and deciding that if I wanted a better life, I had to work for a better life. I had to do the things that are necessary to get from where I am to where I want to be. So that was the next reason why I decided on the name Return to Love. Also, I knew that, like I kind of already mentioned, self care went out the window when you're extremely depressed. Even getting up and taking a shower on a day to day basis is really hard, and that for most days was the extent of my self care, if I even did that. So, I knew that for the last couple of years, I hadn't been taking care of myself. I would just walk around looking like a drag, and it was really bad. And I just felt like it didn't matter. I'm not. I just didn't like myself anyway, and nothing really mattered. And so I just had to also return to love in the aspect of physical wellness, because during my first pregnancy for almost 5 years ago now, I gained over 30 kilos, and this time around I kind of gained the same. And so I have a lot of weight to lose, and in the meantime, from then, the first pregnancy to my pregnancy last year, I gained so much weight and I didn't lose a lot of it, and it also really started to affect my mental health and how I felt about myself. And I just knew that if I wanted to be healthier mentally, I also had to be healthier physically and start liking what I see. And I'm not trying to say that if I'm obese, I shouldn't like myself. I should, and that's also what I'm working on. But I also know that I feel better if I look better, and I physically am fit, and I physically am healthier than I am right now. And so that is another aspect of returning to love. It's taking care of the body God gave me and the mind God gave me in a way that honors Him and also allows me to have the best self and the best life that I can have. And trying to avoid diseases and other kind of things that I can avoid if I choose a healthier lifestyle. So those are some of the things that were the reasons for my return to love. But all in all, I realized that the thing I missed the most was, recognizing myself and being myself. After completely losing who I was in this journey, struggling with my mental health for so long, trying to fit in even as a child, trying to be a people pleaser, wanting everybody to like me, and they still don't like you if you try to change for them. But going through all these phases in life where I constantly chose other people and what they wanted over taking care of me or doing things that were necessary for me, I realized that I didn't want to live like that anymore, and I wanted something better. As a child, I thought I was gonna be this super successful person who loved herself, was a great wife, a great mother, and in all those areas, I have completely failed myself and the expectations I had of what I would be like and who I would be like as a mom and as a wife. I'm so far from that it's definitely something that also really makes me feel less and less of myself, just because I'm like, how can you even do this? Like, this was not supposed to be the way it was supposed to be. You were supposed to be a nice wife, a nice mom. You're supposed to be gentle in your parenting. You're not supposed to be hurting your child and just dimming her light. And over the course of the years, I can see how I've done that by being a very toxic mom, a very depressed mom, a very withdrawn mom, a very overstimulated mom and wife. But I'm gonna speak more on the motherhood in this episode simply because she's the one who was most dependent on me for her formative years. My husband, he's already grown. Although I affect him as well, her whole childhood is affected by how I behave. And that has really been weighing me down, and the vicious cycle continues as you realize you're not the person you want to be, and that you're affecting somebody else just because you are not the person that you're supposed to be. Kept me more depressed and made me feel worse about myself. And the worse I felt about myself, the less I was doing. The less I was doing, the worse I was feeling about myself. The worse I was feeling about myself, the less I was doing. And the vicious cycle just kept continuing. And I just wasn't doing better by me or by her. And she's 4 turning 5 this year, and she has changed so much. Her personality has changed so much. I can see her spark having gone down. I can see even her intellect dwindling or not developing the way it could have been if I had parented differently, if I had given her what she needed more, and if I had more time and patience to deal with her very strong personality and the outbursts that come with having a mom that is present yet very absent. And it is something that is really hard for me to admit, because I had always thought that I would be able to pride myself in being the quote-unquote perfect mom and wife. I had been so sure that I would never make certain mistakes. I would never do certain things that could damage my child and their perception of themselves, and this and that and this and that, because I feel like a lot of things that grown-ups have done have very negatively shaped how I viewed myself, how I felt about myself, and it has carried scars for years and years and years and years, and things I'm still trying to get over sometimes, I realize. And realizing that I am contributing to those kinds of traumas and hurt in my child is definitely the hardest thing I've ever dealt with. And it's made me more determined to be on this journey of going back to a place where I can be proud of who I am in every aspect. I also know that as I've become so depressed and withdrawn, I've stopped being a functional human being. So it was difficult for me to be a functional daughter to parents who might need me sometimes, or a functional sister, or a functional friend. I could only give you that much because I always needed all the energy for me. If I get up in the morning, I need all my energy just for survival. Don't expect anything else out of me. I can barely make it to listen to you or your problems. And it is something that I was always gifted with, being a good friend or having a listening ear and encouraging people, giving an encouraging word. But just because I'm always so overstimulated lately in the last couple of years, and I always have so many issues, and I have so many problems, and I definitely have not been able to give a lot of people around me what they needed. And that has also been something that has driven me to want to do better, because I feel as a Christian it is my responsibility to carry out God's light and to be his hands and feet and his mouth on earth as much as I can, and to help others where I can. But as I'm constantly in such a dark place, I can't be there for other people. And I feel as though this is something that he expects of me, and that he will hold me accountable for. Because although mental health is real, you don't have to tell me. I've gone through this for years. I've been extremely suicidal. I've done it all, okay? I know how real it is, and yet I've come to the realization that I can do better with Christ, and I can do better. And I'm not saying don't go to therapy. Definitely go to therapy. Definitely go to therapy if you can, and try to make it a priority. but I'm seeing that I can do better and that there's a God who wants to help me do better, and that I don't want to continue making excuses for why my life is so bad. Because if I give you guys a rundown of my current situation and my current life events, I'm tired, okay? I am tired. I don't know how much worse things can get. I know it can always get a lot worse, but I am extremely tired. And I'm really tired of fighting for better, and I'm just really tired. So, if I focus on those things, I'm not going to try to do better. I'm just going to keep making excuses for how I am and why I am still where I am in this dark place. But that's why I'm making a video at night after I put my screaming toddler to bed and the baby who just didn't want to sleep. I'm determined that I said I was going to make a video, and I'm just going to really do it, even if it's just on the couch with nothing behind me and nothing special going on. I'm still going to post this video today, even if editing is not going to be great. But I just wanted to challenge myself to really do what I said I was going to do and to show up for myself. So as you may see from the title, today's Mental Health Monday. On Return to Love, I'm going to focus every Monday on mental health issues. Anything I've been through, mental health related, how my mental health issues affected all the areas of my life. Marriage, I'm going to talk about that. Parenting, I kind of touched on that. My finances, my health, my relationships, my walk with God. I'm going to talk about all of that. Then on Tuesdays, we're going to have Testimony and Faith Tuesdays, okay? It is also to challenge myself to do better and to study more and to kind of start diving back into a place where I share my faith, where I have to study in order to put out an episode. And I just want to be real and talk about some of the things that, God does for me. And I know a lot of you out there may need encouragement, and I want to be the one to help you along on your journey, on your faith walk. So that's Tuesdays. Tuesdays are Testimony and Faith Tuesdays. Wednesdays will be dedicated to Weight Loss Wednesdays. I have to lose 43 kilos, okay, you guys? Yeah, and I want to do that before the end of this year. That's my goal. I know it will help me feel better about myself, and it'll just be good for me, okay? So, I'm going to be sharing some of the things I do to lose the weight. The baby weight, I'm only a couple of weeks postpartum right now. You might be seeing a little baby acne still going on, and definitely the chubby cheeks. But we're here, and we're going to do something about it this year. Now, Thursdays are going to be Transformative Thursdays. On Thursdays, I'll be sharing some of the areas that I deeply struggle with and how I'm planning to deal with them. Like I said, my parenting, my relationship with my daughter, the way I speak to her, or the impatience, or other areas where I feel that I really need to improve on. I'm going to make mini series about those areas and the concise steps I'm taking to better myself in those areas and to grow. So Transformative Thursdays will be about my growth, my development, my upgrading, my level up. Okay, because I want to do better and I have to do better. I will, I can, and I must. And Fridays will be Food and Nutrition Fridays. On Fridays, I'll be sharing little recipes with my daughter, things that are toddler friendly menus, some vegan recipes since she's a vegetarian, and just talk about food and nutrition and the different needs that we have in this house, and try to make it a little toddler friendly as well. So those are the kind of things that I want to be doing on this channel. All of these are to make me better myself, is to create a closer walk with God, and it is to inspire all of you to do the same. I want to create a channel and a platform where other women especially feel that they are not alone in their postpartum journey. It's still so taboo to say that you're struggling, and I want to change that. I want to give more information to partners of moms about how to handle or deal with or support your partner who is going through pregnancy or postpartum. And I just want to I'm hearing my baby. I just want others who have maybe gone through some of the same things that I have gone through to know that one, you're not alone, two, you're not crazy, and three, there's help out there. And I might share some helpful tools that you didn't think of that can help you to quicker get out of this rut than I did. So I feel like God has called me to a very special ministry. There were times I wondered why my journey to motherhood had to be so hard, and it's been a really difficult journey to parent her while also parenting myself and teaching myself to do better with my emotions. So that's what this channel is going to be about going forward. I will be creating content on a daily basis, putting out content every single day, just not on the weekends. And you guys are going to be seeing so much more of me. I hope to be happier, healthier, more productive this year than I've ever been in my life. 2024 is got to be my year. Okay, it could be your year too, but just let it also be my year. And I am so tired, but I'm posting this video. And if you're new here, consider joining the family and subscribing to my channel. It'll mean so much to me, and it will definitely help me out. And as I always say, return to love, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.